Hello and welcome to this tutorial where we're going to be looking at coding in statistics. Now, coding in statistics is often used to transform data to make it more manageable or easier to work with. We use equations to transform the data. So given this set of x values, we can transform this data by using the coding y is equal to x minus 100 divided by 10, which is an equation that we can use to get a new set of y values after we input all these different values of x. So substituting these different x values into this equation, we get the following. As you can see, if we substitute 110 into this equation, we get 110 minus 100, which is equal to 10, divided by 10 is equal to 1. Subbing 120 into this equation, we get 120 minus 100, which is 20, divided by 10, which gives us 2, and so on. And you can now see that by using this coding, we were able to get a set of new values, which you can quite clearly see are smaller. And if we were dealing with huge data sets, you'd probably prefer to work with smaller numbers. Now, in statistics, we often work with data to calculate certain useful summary statistics, such as the mean or the standard deviation. Now, it's important to know that when we transform data using coding, the mean and the standard deviation of the coded data is often not the same as the mean and the standard deviation of the original data. So let's see what happens to the mean and the standard deviation of a coded set of data and how this changes depending on the coding. So here we have a set of values of x, which I've conveniently chosen as 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. We know that we can calculate the mean of this data set by adding all these values and dividing by the number of values there are, which gives us that the mean is equal to 30. And let's just get a visual representation of this mean by putting these data points on a number line and showing you where the mean is using this black dotted line. So we're going to do different examples where we transform this data using a coding equation. And then what we're going to do is see how the mean of the coded data changes from the original data numerically and visually. Now, one of the ways we can transform this data is by using the coding y is equal to x plus 5. And so by adding 5 to each value of x, we would get the following coded data set. 15, 25, 35, 45, and 55. Working out the mean of this new data set, we would get that the mean is equal to 35, which we can also visually see on this number line. So what happened to the mean of the coded data, which we got from adding 5 to each value in the original data set? Well, the mean increased by 5. Let's see what happens to the mean when we look at the coding y is equal to x minus 5. Well, this gives us the following coded data set: 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45. And the mean of this data set is equal to 25, which we can represent here on the number line. So when we subtracted 5 to each value in the data set, the mean decreased by 5. Let's see what happens when we look at the coding y is equal to 2 times x. So instead of using subtraction or addition, we're using multiplication. Well, by timesing each value of x in the original data by 2, we get the following coded data: 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. Now, the mean of this set of coded data is equal to 60. Now, plotting these data points on a number line, we would see that the mean would lie here. Now, comparing this with the original mean, we can quite clearly see that by multiplying by 2, the mean of the coded data was 2 times larger than the original data. Using the coding y is equal to x divided by 2, we would get the following set of y values, where the mean would be equal to 15, which we could represent here on the diagram. So by using this coding, x divided by 2, we see that the mean of the coded data set is half the mean of the original data set. So by comparing the mean of the original data with the means of the different coded data, what patterns could you notice? Well, the first thing we can notice is that the mean of the coded data comes as a direct result of these coding equations. Now this comes in super handy because it means that if we know the mean of the original data, then we can use these coding equations to work out the mean of the coded data without having to list all of the data points and then calculate the mean using a calculator. So for example, if we use the coding y is equal to 2x plus 5, using this coding, we could straight away work out that the mean of the coded data would be 2 multiplied by 30, which was the mean of the original data, plus 5, which is equal to 65. Another thing we can observe is that the mean of the coded data will always be affected by the operators addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division that are used within the coding equations. Okay, so let's now compare the standard deviation of the original data to the standard deviation of the coded data sets. So, assuming you can calculate the standard deviation of a set of data using your calculator, you would find that the standard deviation of the original data is equal to 14.1 and so on. Calculating the standard deviation for this data set, which we found by adding 5 to each value in the original data set, gives us exactly the same standard deviation of 14.1 and so on. Now we know that the standard deviation is a measure that shows the spread of data around the mean. So looking at this diagram that we've drawn, although the mean has changed, we can see that the distance between these different data points around the mean hasn't actually changed. And that's why we got exactly the same standard deviation as the original data. The exact same applies for this data set, which we got by subtracting 5 from each value in the original data set. The standard deviation is exactly equal to that of the original data. And you can see here that the spread of data around the mean is the same as the original data. Now let's have a look at the standard deviation for this coded data, which we found by multiplying all the x values by 2. Now by simply just looking at this diagram, by the way that these points are distributed, we can see that the spread of the data around the mean is larger than that of the original data. In fact, if we work out the standard deviation of this data set using a calculator, we would see that it's equal to 28.3 and so on, which turns out to be exactly 2 times that of the original data. Looking at our last set of coded data, which we got by halving each value in the original data set, quite clearly we can see that the spread of these data points around the mean is smaller than the original data set. And if we were to use a calculator, we would see that the standard deviation is 7.07 and so on, which happens to be exactly half of this value. So just like the mean, what we can observe is that the standard deviation of the coded data can be determined by the coding equation. However, as we can see using these examples, the standard deviation isn't affected by the operators addition and subtraction, but is affected by multiplication and division. So once again, using the same coding, y is equal to 2x plus 5, given the fact that the standard deviation of the original dataset was 14.1 and so on, we could work out the standard deviation of the coded dataset by using this coding equation. Now, since we've just learnt that the standard deviation of the coded data is only affected by multiplication or division, we could quite quickly work out that the standard deviation would be equal to 2 multiplied by 14.1 and so on, which is equal to 28.2 and so on. And notice how we multiplied by 2 to work out the standard deviation, but we didn't add by 5. Okay, so generalizing, if we have a set of x values from x sub 1 to x sub n, where x bar is equal to the mean of this data set, then using a type of coding, y is equal to a x plus b, where a and b are constants, we can generate a new set of coded data as follows, from y sub 1 to y sub n. And if we can do this, well then the mean of this coded data, which we can call y bar, would be equal to a times by x bar, the mean of the original data, plus B, showing that the mean is affected by the operations of multiplying by A and adding B in the coding equation. The standard deviation of the coded data, sigma y, would be equal to A multiplied by sigma x, the standard deviation of the original data, showing that the standard deviation of y is only affected by the multiplication of A in this coding equation, and this constant B has no effect on the standard deviation of the coded data y. Now I'll prove this result in another tutorial, but please do bear in mind that this is just an example using one particular type of coding equation. But in the next tutorial, we're going to go through examples looking at different types of coding equations and how we would use these general results to solve coding problems. Okay? So keep up the good work and I'll see you in the next tutorial. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, leave your comments down below and subscribe to this channel so you'll be the first to know when we release our next videos.